So, good morning and welcome to the Design Habitat on a very beautiful Sunday morning. I know it's a Sunday morning, everybody is in a different mood, but you people have joined for this session to understand the career opportunities, the career prospects about design. So, I am Vinayak Kulkarni. I am the co-founder and mentor at the Design Habitat. And about me, I have been into the design field for almost last 20 plus years. I was earlier working as associate dean with MIT Institute of Design, uh, where I have interacted with almost 10,000 students and parents across India, Middle East, SAARC countries, and even Southeast Asia. I've conducted around 1,000 plus seminars and workshops across these areas. And after that, I thought that I should work for a larger audience because there are a lot of myths about design as a career. And it's my duty after spending 20 plus years in the design field to educate the people to choose right kind of career as well as right kind of institute for shaping their career. So here today we are going to discuss about design, what actually design is, then what are the opportunities in design, and we will be talking about design education, how we get into these design institutes, and then probably how we are going to help you out. So I request all the participants to keep themselves on mute so that there is no disturbance. And we will be having some interactive question answer session afterwards, like in the later part. So I will announce that. So I would request everybody to be attentive and be participant. So first and important thing is just I would request everybody to punch in the um, chat box which language you will prefer, whether English, Hindi, or Marathi. So based on that, and the second thing, I would request you should punch also your city name, from which city you have joined. Yeah, yeah. Let's go. Please punch it. Yeah, go ahead. Karishma says English or Hindi. Yes. Anybody else? Anybody else? So let's keep it English and Hindi. Yeah. So let's keep it English and Hindi. Right. I just wanted to know the cities also so that I will be able to judge from which all cities you people have joined. Great, great, great. So now you have started responding. So the reason why I asked you to punch in these things is that you should be participating. You people need to be. It's not just a lecture. You should participate. You should ask questions. You have, if you have any doubts, you should ask those questions and get it cleared in this session. Okay, so we will start. I will just share my screen and we will start our session. I hope you people are able to see the screen. Please punch in the chat box yes or no. Yes. Okay. Good. Good. Great. Great. Fine. So today we are going to discuss about career in design. So there are a lot of misconceptions about design, like what exactly is design, whether design is about making things beautiful or whether it is about like many of the people are not even aware that interior design or fashion design के अलावा design में कुछ होता है. Many people, the young generation is quite aware about it, but when people of my generation who are not aware about the design, they अच्छा आप क्या कर रहे हो, डिजाइन कर रहे हो, अच्छा फैशन डिजाइन कर रहे हो, इंटीरियर डिजाइन कर रहे हो. This is how they respond. So there are a lot of misconceptions about design. Design is basically not about making things beautiful. It's not only about that. Design is not only about sketching, drawing, painting. No, it is much more larger than what we are thinking. And if you see the penetration of design today, it's huge. Like earlier, design was limited to large corporates or MNCs only. Now it has penetrated to small and SMEs also. So there are small manufacturers who are doing some great work and creating some great products and services. Now they are taking help from all these designers to improve their product experience, basically product or service experience. So is design an art? Because I interacted with many of the parents and they many of them है so मेरा बच्चा 6th क्लास से अच्छा ड्राइंग और स्केचिंग करता है. So is it about drawing and sketching only? So if you compare art and design, so art is basically aesthetical expressions. Like it is aesthetic experience. It is something which is intuitive. It can be subjective. मुझे अच्छा लगा, आपको अच्छा नहीं लगा है, ऐसा भी हो सकता है. It is interpreted in many various ways. It is judged on the aesthetic qualities. कि नहीं, हाँ ये पेंटिंग बहुत अच्छा है, ये स्कल्पचर बहुत अच्छा है, and it is basically in pure form of art. It is original, right? So इसमें अगर if you see the examples, if you see it is about painting, sculptures, poetry, music, dance. These are all forms of arts. Whereas design is basically focused on solving problems. It is research based. Here you have a very clarity of what outcome you are expecting out of that design process. Then here you again target specific target segment. Like ये लोगों के लिए हमको ये करना है, ये लोगों का ये प्रॉब्लम है, इनको ये प्रॉब्लम हमारा हमको ये प्रॉब्लम है, इनका सॉल्व करना है. दैट इज व्हाट इज डिजाइन अबाउट. सो इट इज मेजर्ड विथ इज यूजिबिलिटी. जो प्रॉब्लम आइडेंटिफाई हुआ है वो प्रॉब्लम रिजॉल्व हुआ है या नहीं हुआ. एज एंड ऑल्सो अ विजुअल अपील. लाइक फॉर एग्जाम्पल हम लोग जब भी कोई प्रोडक्ट लेने जाते हैं तो फर्स्ट एग्जैक्टली वी सी हाउ इट लुक्स. वो उसका जो एस्थेटिक है, वो जो स्टाइलिंग है, वो हम लोग देखते हैं. एंड देन उसका इम्पोर्टेंट पार्ट क्या है, उसका इम्पोर्टेंट पार्ट है कि उसका यूजिबिलिटी कैसे, हाउ यूजफुल इट इज. सो if you see examples here is about like product design है, graphic design है, fashion है, interior है, furniture है. These are the examples of design. So again, art and design का combination क्या है? Art and design often intersect because like as a product designer I may use, or as a graphic designer I may use artistic elements in my product or my graphic or even in my user interface. So art and design go with hand in hand, but they are separate. There is a thin line between art and design. So that you need to understand. So is design a science? So इसमें टेक्नोलॉजी भी इन्वॉल्व है डिजाइन में. तो इज इट अ साइंस? सो व्हाट इज साइंस? साइंस इज बेसिकली बेस्ड ऑन ऑब्जर्वेशंस, एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन होता है, एनालिसिस होता है. डिजाइन में सॉल्यूशंस थ्रू इनोवेशन एंड क्रिएटिव होता है. डिस्कवर एंड एक्सप्लेन नेचुरल फिनोमेना. जो नेचुरल फिनोमेना है उसको डिस्कवर करते हैं, एक्सप्लेन करते हैं. बट हियर द डिजाइनर डेवलप्स प्रोडक्ट सिस्टम्स और इवन एक्सपीरियंसेस. It is based on empirical data, based on evidence and data. So here it is iterative. So evolve होते रहता है. Like you do it, then you test it, then again you make certain changes. ये सब चीजें करनी पड़ती है डिजाइन. साइंस में you get new knowledge, theories and laws. जैसे वेरियस theories होते हैं, वेरियस लॉज होते हैं साइंस में, वो साइंस में वो फिक्स होते हैं. Here it is about outcome is about tangible products and processes. So if you see the examples here, physics, chemistry, biology, astronomy, ये सब चीजें आती है यहाँ पे. Product graphics, user experience, fashion, ये सब चीजें आती. So again here also there are certain things design would take from science also. So from arts also it's taking. So what I say is design doesn't have its own religion. Design doesn't have its own religion. It takes inspiration from all. Like if you see here in the chart, it takes inspiration from technology, it takes inspiration from history, it takes inspiration from science, it takes inspiration even from religion, culture, sociology, art, even geography. Like for example, you may say why it is related to geography. So if you are designing a product or a system, so you will have to take into consideration the geographical location also. Like I will just ask you one question. If you were a fashion designer and you want to design a garment for a person who is staying in India, okay? So what material you will use? Just punch in your answers in the chat box. Come on, quick, quick. If you are designing, आप अगर कोई garment design कर रहे हो Indian audience के लिए, तो what type of material you will use? Or what type of material you will prefer? Cotton, yes. Varsha says cotton. Anybody else? Cotton, linen, jute. Okay. Kinjal says cotton, linen, jute. So exactly. So here you will be using a material which is basically due to the climatic conditions. Here we have a hot climatic condition. We normally would prefer to use cotton or linen. But at the same time, if we are designing a garment for uh, say a country in the northern part, like northern hemisphere, Norway. So what we will use? We would prefer their woolen or leather or any some similar kind of material which would be comparatively keep the person warm, right? So everywhere, if you see everywhere, you would find these inspirations taken by design. Like you may say, "Oh, how it is related to religion." So just again one example, if you are designing a garment for an Arabian country, and if you are designing a garment for say UK, you have to take into consideration the culture and the religion in that area. You cannot probably use what you are doing in the Western countries. You cannot implement the same thing in these countries, right? So it takes inspiration from all these areas, like history also. Like there are a lot of historical references you use in while you are designing any product or a service or even a system. So you take all these inspiration. Technology, you take inspiration. Science, you take inspiration. Sociology, like the social conditions of that geographical location, this that also makes an impact on your design. So you have to take into consideration all these things. Like if you design something which is for the market in Maharashtra, and the same if you are planning to design it for someone who is staying in West Bengal, there is a difference. There is a cultural difference there. So you have to accordingly iterate, or you have to alter your products and services according to the cultural differences also, right? So it takes inspiration from all these uh, field of studies. So now if you see how the designer starts the process, like first you have to what, and these are the qualities also of a designer. Okay, so you should have empathy. So when you start with empathy, you actually get into their shoes, identify the problem, and then probably you do the research, and the second step comes, that is define. Like you define actually the problem is what the problem is. I will explain you in future slides. So uh, you define the problems, that is you identify the problem state. So first you empathize, then you actually define, that is you actually identify the problem statement, then you start working on the ideation or the conceptualization of the problem statement, how we can resolve this problem, or how we can solve this problem. You start editing. So there is an XYZ problem that is to be addressed. So it can be addressed through a product, it can be addressed to a service, it can be addressed to a system. So you do this ideation, then you actually do a prototyping. So डायरेक्टली ये सब आता नहीं है, यू हैव टू डू अ प्रोटोटाइप कि ये प्रोडक्ट है, ये प्रोडक्ट ये प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करेगा, तो उसका प्रोटोटाइपिंग करना पड़ता है. सो इट कैन बी अ डिजिटल प्रोडक्ट आल्सो. Even if you are developing an app, first you have to prototype it, then you give it for testing. Okay, so you give it for testing. आप टेस्टिंग करते हो उसको, you ask multiple people to check uh, how it is functioning, whether it is solving their problems. And then after this testing, you come back, and again you after you come back, you again do the alterations, whatever is needed, whatever has come from the outcome of the test. And then again you do the changes and go back for the market testing. So आप अगर आप देखते हो कि there are many products which we use. It can be household products, it can be a vehicle, it can be a mobile, it can be many apps which we are nowadays using. ये ऐसे इवॉल्व होते हैं. They identify a problem and then they actually उसका solution क्या हो सकता. So I was hearing for an interview yesterday. So there he told me it was a very good example. Food is necessary, like food is necessary, but now hotel may not be necessary. So this was the problem identified कि हम लोग थक के घर पे आते हैं, देन अभी फिर से तैयार होके होटल जाओ, फिर होटल पे जाके वहाँ पे वेटिंग में रुको, और फिर वहाँ पे खाना खाओ, फिर रात को लेट आओ. सो दीज थिंग्स हैपेंस, राइट? सो this was the problem identified. And then how Swiggy and Zomato came up. You don't have to go to the hotel anymore. You can directly order it, and you can have it at your home. So this is how the problems, there are many n number of problems identify, you can identify. Even if you go to, I will just give you an example. I normally give this example to many people. हमारे घर पे हम लोग अचार रखते हैं, अचार. we normally in Indian households वो साल का एक अचार बना के रखते हैं पूरे साल में, और उसको हम लोग जैसे चाहिए वैसे हम लोग छोटे एक ग्लास के यूटेंसिल्स में निकाल के रखते हैं. और उसको you will फाइंड द प्रॉब्लम, उसके अंदर जो चम्मच होता है जिससे हम लोग अचार निकालते हैं वो हमेशा डूब जाता है. इज दिस अ प्रॉब्लम और इज दिस अ प्रॉब्लम और आई नीड योर रिप्लाईज, yes or no. If any parent is also there in the session, they can also participate, right? So if this is a problem, so you'll have to come for a solution for it. So what solution can be for this? You'll have to think about it. Just think about it. You can come up with idea. So after this session, just go back to your kitchen and see that dabba, and you will be able to see the problem. वो चम्मच डूब जाता है, वो फिर हाथ को हमारे तेल लगता है, right? So these kind of smaller problems are also there. So as a designer, I normally give a very simple example of earlier we used to have हमारे पास वो ये होता था, हम मराठी में उसको बोलते पटावर वंटा. सो वी यूज टू ग्राइंड ऑल योर स्पाइसेस ऑन, लाइक जो भी ये करना है हम लोग ग्राइंडिंग उस पे करते. देन केम अप विथ द मिक्सर ग्राइंडर, right? So mixer grinder used to do certain things, and after that the और क्या चाहिए, like the end, it was asked to the end user और क्या चाहिए, और क्या चाहिए. So end user ने कहा आटा भी भुनना चाहिए, स्लाइसेस भी होने चाहिए, जूस भी निकलना चाहिए. There were a number of things which were listed, right? And then what the designer has done is probably जो कुछ blades है वो change किए, जो utensils है वो change किए, and he transformed that mixer grinder to a food processor. Now every household has a food processor. So again, और क्या चाहिए? So it starts from need identification and again ends up to need identification. You have to it is a circle. So it starts, you come up with the solution, and then again, because human needs are unlimited. So एक सॉल्व हो गया तो नया आएगा, दूसरा हो गया तो तीसरा आएगा, चौथा आएगा. So this is how it is going to happen. So this is an unending process. So you will have to keep on updating, upgrading whatever is there existing, right? Okay. So if one more example I can give you is every 6 months we are getting upgrades in the vehicles, four-wheeler or two-wheeler. We're getting upgrades. So what are these upgrades? These are all add-on features to the vehicle, to the existing vehicle. It may be some styling facelifts. It may be some futuristic features which are added. So because design is user centric, right? यूजर सेंट्रिक हम जब बोलते हैं, जो एंड यूजर होता है, मैं एज अ एंड यूजर मैं वो चीज यूज करने वाला हूँ, मुझे सेटिस्फाई करने के लिए डिजाइनर काम करता है. So it can be any kind of design. It can be product design, it can be automotive design, it can be graphic design, any. And the process which you are seeing, empathy, define, ideate, prototype, test, this process is applicable to all the design disciplines across. ऐसा नहीं है कि ये सिर्फ प्रोडक्ट डिजाइन को काम में आएगा, नहीं. दिस इज एप्लीकेबल टू ग्राफिक डिजाइन ऑल्सो. लाइक फॉर एग्जाम्पल, ग्राफिक डिजाइनर या फिर कम्युनिकेशन डिजाइनर का काम क्या होता है? His primary job is to communicate the message to the target audience, right? So ये प्रोसेस से वो सब करता है, वो एम्पथाइज करता है क्या करना है, तो प्रॉब्लम क्या है, वो प्रॉब्लम आइडेंटिफाई करे, उस हिसाब से कम्युनिकेशन डिजाइन करता है. देन ही आइडिएट्स द डिजाइन. देन प्रोटोटाइपिंग. अब यहाँ पे प्रोटोटाइपिंग क्या होगा? यहाँ पे प्रोटोटाइपिंग एक्चुअली वो डिजाइन बनेगा, उसको ए बी टेस्टिंग कराया जाएगा. लाइक इफ यू आर डूइंग कैंपेन ऑन फेसबुक, इंस्टाग्राम और एनी अदर डिजिटल प्लेस और इवन ऑन न्यूज़पेपर, उसको टेस्टिंग किया जाएगा, एंड बेस्ड ऑन द फीडबैक हाउ द रिस्पॉन्सेज, उसको फिर से जो भी चेंजेस इंप्लीमेंट करने हैं वो चेंजेस इंप्लीमेंट करके वो रिलॉन्च. So this is across all disciplines. This process is implemented, right? I hope I am going with a moderate speed, right? It is not too slow, not too fast. Is it okay the way I am going? Please reply. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Fine. Okay. So I will just give you one example. जो जो मैं बात कर रहा था, एंड यूजर और कंज्यूमर्स. So as a designer, you should understand the consumer. So you all know this vehicle. This is Renault Duster. So this was like Renault, when they came to India, they launched Logan with in collaboration with Mahindra, which was of like failed product. Then they decided to go solo. Then when they decided to went solo, they launched Duster in India, and it miserably failed. Miserably failed. नहीं चली वो गाड़ी. Then they, because they had launched the vehicle which was designed in France. जो फ्रांस के लोगों को अच्छा लगे वो इंडियन लोगों को अच्छा लगे ऐसा नहीं है, राइट? सो हियर दे आइडेंटिफाइड कि ये प्रॉब्लम क्या हुआ है. सो दे एक्चुअली went back to the consumers, right? They went back to the consumers. They went back to the consumer to understand the Indian consumer mentality. They identified a focus group. जो focus group होता है, they identified these people. They matched the profile कि ये potential buyer हो सकता है हमारा डस्टर का, because उसका income group, उसका liking, ये सब, these are all part of design process. Huh? You need to understand this. We normally talk about design only in terms of drawing, sketching and all, but नहीं, ये सब चीजें design में होता है. All these things are part of design. So they did this research, then they uh, shortlisted certain families, focus group उसका बनाया. 5 इंडियन सिटीज से उन्होंने वो पूरा एथनोग्राफी स्टडी करके वो 2 महीने के लिए उन्होंने ये किया. And the study gave them a input कि there were 41 modifications that the European duster needed in order to address the Indian customer. And in 2011, they conducted a customer clinic in New Delhi to validate its learning. And after that, they redesigned it as per Indian consumer need. जो input उनको मिले, and based on that they launched it in a price range of 7 lakhs to 12 lakhs. तो इंडियन कंज्यूमर क्या चाहता है? इंडियन कंज्यूमर को बहुत सारी चीजें चाहिए लेकिन पैसे कम चाहिए. तो that is also an important aspect when you design something, right? वो design is something which has to be uh, feasible in terms of manufacturing and feasible in terms of मार्केट रेडीनेस है और मार्केट एक्सेप्टेंस. आपने कोई प्रोडक्ट बनाया बहुत अच्छा है, बट देयर आर नो बायर्स इन द मार्केट, इट्स वेस्ट. सो यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड ऑल दीज थिंग्स. सो यही फर्क होता है आर्ट और डिजाइन. आर्ट में मैं पेंटिंग करता हूँ, मैं एग्जीबिशन करता हूँ, सामने वाले को अच्छा लगा नहीं लगा मुझे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, मुझे आई हैव डन इट, मुझे अच्छा लगा, राइट? So this thing happens, but in case of design it doesn't happen in that way. You have to focus on the end user and you have to identify the problem, and then probably you'll have to come up with 1, 2 or multiple solutions for it. So design they like I don't know you if you people have traveled to Gujarat or if you people are from Maharashtra. So अपने यहाँ पे जो बैलगाड़ी होता है, बैलगाड़ी वो कैसे बनता है? व्हाट इज द मटेरियल? व्हाट इज द मटेरियल? या wood, right? So but if you go to Gujarat, you will find all these बैलगाड़ीज made out of metal. आप सोचो कि ये कैसे है? What is the reason? So basically in around 90s, 91, NID had done a research on this, and they actually did a research with these farmers across Gujarat and some parts of Madhya Pradesh also. So when they found हमारा जो ट्रेडिशनल बैलगाड़ी होता है ना, वुड का जो बना होता है, वो बहुत हेवी होता है. बिकॉज ऑफ द वुड, द मटेरियल, द काइंड ऑफ मटेरियल विच इज इट इज वेरी हेवी. सो फॉर एग्जांपल 2 बैल जा रहे हैं और वो बैलगाड़ी उनके पीठ पे वो सब वजन है, तो वो बैलगाड़ी का वजन अगर 100 किलो है फॉर एग्जाम्पल, और बैल बैल का खींचने का कैपेसिटी 150 किलो ही है, 150 किलो वजन ही उठा सकता है. तो व्हाट इज गोइंग टू हैपन इज हम we will be able to transport only 50 kg. So what they did a research, and then they came up with a belgadi which is made out of metal, which is long lasting and which is lighter by the weight. So इसमें क्या हो गया, 50 किलो बैलगाड़ी का वजन है. सो इफ द जो बैल है उनको वो 150 किलो लेके जा सकते हैं, तो नाउ योर ट्रांसपोर्ट कैपेसिटी गोज टू 100. teaching. So ये difference होगा. This is how a designer thinks. Here you have to understand all these things when you think about design. It's not about वो सुंदर दिखना चाहिए, ये वो तो पार्ट है, that is important part. But ये छोटी छोटी चीजें important रहती है, ये छोटी छोटी चीजें implement होती है when you design. Like same example अगर आपको देना है, if you go to a railway station, you will find those coolies. उनके पास वो ऐसे ही पुल कार्ट होता है. So that again is made out of wood, very heavy. But if you go to Pune station, you will find 50 odd pull carts which are done by out of steel, right? And which are comparatively lighter in weight. That was done by one of my student. उसका project था, उसने किया था. So Indian Railways Pune station had sponsored that project. So that is a lighter. If you like, when you go to airport, you will find that cart, which is lighter in weight, but it carries a lot of material. So whenever we are designing anything, all these things you need to take into consideration, right? Okay, so I was just going through one report which was recently published in Times of India, where Google says that the design industry is growing by an annual rate of 25% across all disciplines. This is, I'm talking about India. I'm not talking about other country. It is about India because India is very aggressively growing in the manufacturing and other fields. So, but at the same time, if you see, as on current date, there are 62,000 designers needed across disciplines, whereas we have only 7,000 available. So that is the kind of huge difference or huge opportunity for young designers to get into design. So actually, for next 10 years is the right time to whoever is interested in getting into design. So it may be any area of design, any discipline of design. This is the right time because India is focusing on becoming a manufacturing hub. So naturally manufacturing जब बढ़ता है तो design का relevance ज़्यादा बढ़ता है. So there are now you are seeing a lot of mobile manufacturers are setting up their like right from iPhone and all these things are now being manufactured in India. A lot of automotive companies are setting up their designs to look like now. Most of these were set up in Europe. They used to design there and then they used to assemble all the things here. But now it is changing. Now these automotive companies also are setting up their design studios in India because India itself is a huge market. 150 करोड़ लोग यहीं पे है, इतना बड़ा मार्केट है. एंड प्लस यहाँ से मैन्युफैक्चर करके दे कैन distributed across the globe, like export हर जगह पे हो सकता. So and they are getting good talent at a very good, very cheaper rate compared to other Western countries. So they now the entire activity shifted to India. So earlier it was China, now it is shifted to India. So if you see, when I remember when we started MIT Institute of Design in 2006, there were 5 design institutes in India. As on today, if you see, there are almost 200 plus design institutes in India. So that is the reason why design awareness and design is growing across all sectors. So there is huge potential if you are planning to get into design, whichever field you are planning, this is the right time you should get into design. Okay, so I will just brief you about various verticals. So there are primarily 4 verticals in design. One is called industrial design, one is called communication design, one is called user experience design, and one is called fashion design. So there are few other technology oriented fields also available, like immersive media or neo media, which which uses all the latest technologies like AI, ML, or even augmented reality or virtual reality. So all these programs, but these programs majorly are at the master's level. So if you see industrial design, product design, automotive, say product design is the main subset of industrial design. A product design can work across. A product design, see, automotive, like a vehicle is also a product. A furniture is also a product. If you are designing a retail space, that is also a product. Ceramic is also a product. So product design is the major subset of industrial design. But now, since there is a era of super specialization, so these specializations have come up. Automotive design has separate specialization, interior and furniture design has a separate specialization, retail design is a separate specialization, ceramic glass design is a separate specialization. So these are the primary programs which are available in the industrial design vertical. So then in communication design, we have graphics. Again, here graphic design is the major subset of communication design. So some people say it as graphic design, some people say communication design, some people say visual communication, but it is more or less graphic design is called in the terminologies have been used by various institute in that way. But again, graphic design, it covers all media, print, electronic, web, all the three medias. So these three medias, all the three medias are. Again, now when it comes to super specialization era, animation is also a form of communication. So here you communicate through animation, right? So a separate specialization. Then film and video communication, like advertisement, short films, all these things. These again is a media of communication. So again, this is a part of a separate specialization of communication design. Game design, like now game design has two parts. There is the front end part and there is the back end part. So front end would more focus on the animation of the game, and back end would more focus on the functionality of the game. So this is also there in the communication design segment. Now, user experience design, user interface design. So in user interface basically is what? Basically, simple example, हम लोग ATM जाते हैं, कार्ड इंसर्ट करते हैं, and we interact with that ATM machine. हम ये दबाते हैं तो ये होता है, वो दबाते हैं तो वो होता है, and then finally आपको अगर पैसे निकालना है तो you insert कि भाई मेरे को 5,000 रुपए निकालना है, so you insert and वो पैसे बाहर आए. So that is user interface. So user interface again, you can see all these various apps which like you interact with them. वो जो interface है उससे आप interact करते. Experience is much more deeper. You focus on the experience, enhancing the experience of the end user. So it is not only related to apps. It is much more ahead than apps. Okay, so here like nowadays, if you see, you go in the vehicle and you say it's very hot today. So the vehicle interacts with you and he says, okay, I'm turning off, turning on the AC. So वो AC शुरू कर देता है. So this is voice command. You are interacting with the vehicle. So these are all experiences. Like nowadays, if you see a lot of features is coming, sunroof, huge digital displays in the vehicles, huge. You nowadays you are getting ventilated seats, right? And especially why front seats are ventilated. Have you ever considered this? Can anybody share on this? Nowadays, vehicles, the first two rows, first two seats are ventilated seats. Back seats उतना नहीं देते, but first two seats को देते. Why it is that? Anybody? No one? Why they are giving ventilated seats? So first, ventilated seats यानी आपकी जो सीट होती है उसमें आपको पीछे से they give you cold air. So वो क्यों होता है? By front seats because सामने जो विंडशील्ड होता है वहां से धूप आता है, तो फर्स्ट टू शीट्स जो होते हैं ना वो अक्सर गर्म हो जाती है एंड आपको पीठ पे पसीना आता है. सो दैट इज द रीजन व्हाई ventilated seats. So this is a feature, but this is thought by a user experience design. So वो ऑटोमोटिव एरिया में वो एक्सपीरियंस उसका बढ़ा है. right? So this is how various things are applied in the day-to-day this thing. Like if you see हायर का जो नया रेफ्रिजरेटर आया है, नॉर्मली हमारे रेफ्रिजरेटर में क्या होता है, जो चिलिंग बॉक्स होता है यानी जहाँ पे बर्फ बनता है वो नॉर्मली ऊपर होता है, ओके, बट विच इज द लीस्ट यूज्ड एरिया, दैट इज द लीस्ट यूज्ड, हम बहुत बार बार नहीं खोलते हो। वेरेस हम लोग जो सब्जी और ये सब चीजें जो है ना, वो मैक्सिमम टाइप के वो यूज करते हैं, वो जो सेगमेंट होता है फ्रिज का, वो नीचे दिया हुआ, राइट। सो अभी ये हायर ने एक डिजाइन ये किया है कि दे आइडेंटिफाइड, दे डिड दिस यूजर रिसर्च एंड विच आर द पेन पॉइंट्स of the user and which are the uh, areas which are like they actually narrowed down ki this is the priority 1, priority 2, priority 3, priority 4 ऐसा। तो in that case what they did was वो जो चिलिंग बॉक्स है पूरा जो जहाँ पे बर्फ बनता है उन्होंने बॉटम में डाल दिया, बिकॉज वो ज्यादा यूज नहीं होता है, ज्यादा खोलते नहीं हम लोग। वेरएस बाकी की जो चीजें हम लोग खोलते हैं उनको उन्होंने प्रायोरिटी में ऊपर लाया। So this is how a designer thinks. This is how this is again a product experience enhancement, right? Then the fourth vertical is fashion design. So again, fashion design में there are two parts. One is the fashion design where you actually create garments, like design and manufacture garments, right? So again, it's not only about fashion shows or it is not only about Bollywood. No, it is not like that. Fashion design would specifically focus on, again here it has a user centric approach. It takes care of the comfort, it takes care of the look, it takes care of the maintenance. So they think about all these things. Yes, there are certain special products which are designed by fashion designers, which are occasion products, like शादी के लिए होता है या फिर some corporate events है या फिर कुछ अलग है. So these things are there, but primary focus is the you identify the right kind of material which would give comfort to the user. You design the garment in that way, it will give comfort to the user. At the same time, it will add value to the styling also, right? Now ये फैशन डिजाइन का हुआ. नाउ फैशन कम्युनिकेशन जो है, फैशन कम्युनिकेशन बेसिकली डील्स विद, जैसे हमने गारमेंट्स तो बनाया तो अभी वो बेचना भी तो है. सो फॉर दैट यू हैव टू क्रिएट फैशन कम्युनिकेशन. सो अगेन यार यहाँ पे फैशन फोटोग्राफी हो गई, यू फोकस ऑन ऑल दीज वेरियस फैशन शोज, right? Fashion magazines, content development. Now everything is come on Instagram, so Instagram content. So here you mark, the job of a fashion communicator is to market the product. Then textile design. Now textile design is basically, it is a very technical field. So here you actually work on the fabrics or on the material, on the textile. सो वो टेक्सटाइल का मटेरियल से लेके उसका पैटर्न मेकिंग से लेके सब चीजें ये टेक्सटाइल डिजाइन. सो you need to understand that textile design is more technical. It is more about material and actually making the material, right? Okay. Is it okay till now? Do you have any query till now? Anybody? Anybody having any query? It's going good. Okay, great, great, fine. So let's go ahead. Now you have understood the verticals. Now you have understood what actually design is. Now scope for career, like various like options, career options in design. Like so, there are many areas. There are many cross-functional areas available in design. Uh, you would not believe, like here you would see there is a toy designer is mentioned. So there is a specialization at NID, which is actually at the master's level, toy design, toy design. And you would not believe there are people who are actually designing games. So जैसे हम लोग सांप सीढ़ी लूडो खेलते हैं ना, उस टाइप के देयर आर लॉट ऑफ games which are designed by people, which are interesting games. So that is also a very, very good career option. Okay. So product design. So as a product designer, आप क्या करते हो? तो you create products. So it can be a tangible product, जैसे फोन हो गया, लैपटॉप हो गया, household appliances जो होते हैं वो हो गया, any kind of products. So right from a pin to a spacecraft, everything comes under design. So anything which is uh, comes under this spectrum would be considered as product. So product, tangible product भी हो सकते हैं, digital product भी हो सकते हैं. So you can work as a you get an opportunity as a product designer, packaging designer, product researcher, data analyst, prototyper, user research, system design. So these are all various options of product designers work in various companies. Graphic designer, like as I told you, their job is to communicate. So they can work as marketing strategist, social media director, producer, copywriter. Uh, even they can become motion graphic designers. Like if you see, I don't know whether you people have seen or not, but you must have seen that web series called Scam, हर्षद मेहता वाला, या फिर अभी रिसेंटली तेलगी का भी जो आया. So उसका जो टाइटल है, so title is doesn't done by our student who is from graphic design. He was our student actually. So that is also a job of a graphic designer. So they work in multiple. They can work in advertising field. They can work in digital field. They can work in film and media. So they work in these various sectors. Animation, again, animation. See, animation is always in India, especially. You would not believe India. हम लोग एनिमेशन है छोटा भीम के आगे कुछ सोचते ही. It's not only about Chota Bheem. Yes, that is one part. That is one part of animation. Animation has a much more deeper application. So it's animation filmmaking is one part. There are many other areas where animation is implemented. Like nowadays, if you see, if you go to any big construction house, like if you want to buy a flat or something, you go to a construction house, they will ask you to sit in a small theater, right? So you sit there, and they show you right from the entrance gate to your flat. Everything is animated, and the walkthrough is shown. Like this is how you will go. यहाँ पे garden होगा, यहाँ पे swimming tank होगा, यहाँ पे ये होगा, वहाँ पे वो होगा, and then you get into your apartment, and there they again show this is the hall, this is the bedroom, this is the kitchen, this is the balcony, all those things. ये सब animation में दिखा. So animation is for business also. It's not just for entertainment. You would not believe one of my colleague who was earlier working with MIT, and then now she is working in Canada. She's creative director in one of the Canadian institute. So she was a specialized animator. So she did her PhD from Sheffield in UK. Her PhD thesis project was she had designed animation of human body from inside. जैसे अंदर हम लोग कैसे, हमारा बॉडी कैसे फंक्शन होता है, तो हार्ट, लिवर, पैनक्रियाज, एवरीथिंग, कैसा वो ब्लड का सर्कुलेशन होता है, ये कैसे होता है, ऑल दिस एंटायर थिंग वाज डन थ्रू एनिमेशन. एंड नाउ since it was her project, so she now they are actually talking with the Canadian government. They are working like now with the use of augmented reality and virtual reality. They are further extending that project, and they are working with Canadian government, which will be helpful for the MBBS स्टूडेंट और द MS स्टूडेंट्स, जैसे इंडिया में हमको प्रैक्टिस करने के लिए आर पीपल गेट बॉडीज फॉर ऑपरेशन का प्रैक्टिस करने के लिए, बट कनाडा में वो उनको प्रॉब्लम है. सो हियर they are further extending it that they can use those VR sets, VR and AR technology use करके they can actually practice surgery. They can practice that surgery in the animation form. So that is how that animation is. It's not only about Chota Bheem. It is one part. So here, if you see, you see Byju's का भी logo यहाँ, Microsoft का भी logo. So animation is used here also. So there are many ways, and there are a lot of big projects that are actually, yes, that one part is that animation film and VFX and all those things. Yes, that is one part is important. Like nowadays, if you see, our Indian films are also coming up with good quality VFX and all. So that is also one part, but that is only not only one part. There are many other things where animators are working now. Okay, so automotive design. So automotive design basically deals with designing of vehicles, or basically I would say it's not only about uh, designing cars and bikes. As I gave you an example of that Belgadi and the cart which the coolie use. That is also a job of a transportation design, because transportation design what deals with what? It deals with mobility. एक गाड़ी का काम क्या होता है? आइदर ह्यूमन को एक डेस्टिनेशन से दूसरे डेस्टिनेशन पे लेके जाना, या सामान को एक डेस्टिनेशन से दूसरे डेस्टिनेशन पे लेके जाना. सो दैट इज अ जॉब ऑफ any mobility solution. So these are basically called mobility solutions. So it can be any kind of mobility. So it can be a car, it can be a bike, it can be a bicycle, it can be a spacecraft, it can be a aeroplane, it can be a yacht, it can be a ship. So the automotive designers work across these functionalities. So anything and everything which is mobile comes under transportation design or automotive design, whatever you may say. So it again here also there are a lot of things. Some people work on styling, some people work on the interiors, some people work on the functionality. So the lot of things are involved. So the like if you see for making a vehicle right from the concept to the final, this there are various stages. Like here you might be seeing the digital sculpting is there, clay sculpting is there, clay modeling, prototyping. So these are all various areas, and it depends upon. Fortunately, design is a field where you have a lot of liberty. You can do work across functions. मुझे ये एरिया में काम करना है, मुझे ये एरिया पसंद है, तो मैं I can focus on that. That is a very good what is it? A good one sign of getting into design. Okay, so this is about automotive fashion design. Again, as I told you, various costume designer, entrepreneur, you can start your own studio, personal shopper, like a visual merchandiser. Even in big companies, you even work as a material source person, as a fashion designer. So again, if you go to big companies here, you would have limited exposure because they have set up set of designs which they actually have planned for. Like for example, this season, because they keep on reinventing certain things. Where colors क्या होने चाहिए, अभी कौन से colors, like every year you may or you may not know, but every year there is a color palette display. ये साल का ये कलर पैलेट. तो उस तरीके से फिर बहुत सारी चीजें डिजाइन में भी चेंज होती है. इवन इन गारमेंट्स एंड ऑल आल्सो दोस थिंग्स आर इम्प्लीमेंटेड. So it's about All these things are there. All these various opportunities are there for a fashion designer there also. So again, interior space and furniture design. Now again here, many people have a misconception. Interior, they take interior designing as interior decoration. Interior decoration is different, and interior designing is different. Interior decoration is a part of interior design. इंटीरियर डेकोरेशन और इंटीरियर डिजाइन में ये फर्क है. इंटीरियर डेकोरेशन एक पार्ट है इंटीरियर डिजाइन का. सो इंटीरियर डिजाइनर का काम क्या होता है कि दे गेट अ स्पेस, दे आर सपोज टू डिजाइन इट प्रॉपरली सो दैट दैट यूजेबिलिटी, लुक एंड फील और ये सब चीजें उस पर प्रॉपर आने चाहिए. तो अगेन इट इज अगेन बेस्ड ऑन द यूजर नीड्स, the way user wants his living room TV. The user want the way it is designed, the way they take inputs from the user कि उनको कैसे चाहिए, क्या चाहिए, what kind of colors they use. So uh, ये इस तरीके से करते हैं. I will just give you a very weird example. I've given many. If anybody is there who has already interacted with me, they may know. I will just ask you one question. आपका बेडरूम है और आपके बेडरूम में आपको एक वॉल पे, आपके बेड के पीछे वाला जो वॉल है उस पे आपको पेंट करना है, तो आप कौन सा पेंट यूज करो? जस्ट पंच इन योर इंटरेस्ट इन द चैट बॉक्स. यस, कम ऑन. आपकी बेडरूम है, आपके बेडरूम में आपका जो बेड है, तो उसके पीछे आप कौन सा कलर मारो? आई 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 डार्क कलर शेड नहीं, आई वांट कलर. आई वांट अ कलर. विच कलर? maroon, ओके. पर्पल, ओके. पर्ल वाइट, ओके. पेस्टल, ओके. ब्लू और वाइट, ओके. Anybody else? Anybody else? Black. Okay. Karishma, have you ever visited to Chennai? No. Okay. So I will just come into this. Okay. Okay. Good. 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 Lavender, olive green. Okay. Fine. Now, when we think about all these things, here itself we got multiple colors. किसी को ऑलिव ग्रीन अच्छा लग रहा है, किसी को ब्लैक अच्छा लग रहा है, किसी को लेवेंडर अच्छा लग रहा है. सो द डिजाइनर हैज टू थिंक अबाउट इट. अब घर में अगर आप देखोगे ना, आपने अभी फॉर एग्जांपल हर्ष ने लवेंडर कलर बोला है. अब हर्ष, अगर आप आपके मम्मी को या फिर पापा को पूछो, राइट, कि कौन सा कलर चाहिए, तो वो कुछ अलग ही कलर होता है. सो व्हेन यू आर डिजाइनिंग a space, you have to take into consideration each and every user. So आप अगर आप घर को डिजाइन कर रहे हैं तो आपको घर में रहने वाले सबका इनपुट्स लेके वो करना पड़ता है. तो आई विल जस्ट share with you one uh, experience I got. I had gone to Chennai, and there I had gone for a seminar. So there was one famous interior designer from Chennai who was with me as a speaker. Okay. So after the seminar finished, he told me, please come for dinner in the evening. शाम को घर पे खाना खाने आ जाओ. So I said, okay. So I went. In the evening, I went to his home. Okay. So मैंने बेल बजाया. तब तक मुझे कुछ शॉकिंग नहीं लगता. बट मैंने जब बेल बजाया और उन्होंने जब दरवाजा खोला, तो आई वॉज शॉक. वाई? एनी गेसेस? एनी गेसेस? जब तक वो दरवाजा नहीं खुला था ना. एग्जैक्टली. यस, यस, यस. रूम वॉज कलर्ड विथ ब्लैक. सो प्रोबेबली वो उसने रिलेट किया, मैंने करिश्मा को पूछा. एंटायर थिंग, एंटायर हाउस वाज ब्लैक. छत काला, फर्श काली, फर्नीचर काला, एवरीथिंग वाज ब्लैक. एट तब मुझे पता नहीं चला. उसका फिर बाद में मैंने देखा दरवाजा और जो पूरा ये है वो भी ब्लैक ही था. एवरीथिंग, ईच एंड एवरीथिंग, यू वुड नॉट बिलीव. द बेडशीट, द पिलो कवर्स, एवरीथिंग वाज ब्लैक. एवरीथिंग. किचन भी ब्लैक, बाथरूम्स भी ब्लैक, बेडरूम्स भी ब्लैक, एवरीथिंग वाज ब्लैक. अब जस्ट जस्ट विजुअलाइज कैसा दिखता होगा. अच्छा दिखता होगा क्या, बुरा दिखता होगा. We would not think about it because uh, it was his own gut feeling that he wanted it like that, like it. He himself was a designer, so he did it. Now you would not believe, it was mesmerizing. Everything was played on lights. लाइटिंग इतना अच्छा किया था कि वो ब्लैक होने के बावजूद भी बहुत अच्छा दिख रहा. बट दैट डजंट मीन कि सबको वो अच्छा लगेगा. आई वॉज पर्सनली इम्प्रेस्ड, बट वेन आई वॉज सपोज टू डू माई इंटीरियर्स, वो मेरा डेयरिंग नहीं हुआ ब्लैक कलर यूज करने का. सो आई हैव यूज्ड ग्रे कलर इन माई लिविंग रूम. बट आई हैव माई सोफा विच इज अ ब्लैक, देन द टीवी यूनिट विच इज हैविंग अ ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट कॉम्बिनेशन. उतना मैंने डेयरिंग नहीं किया कि पूरा ब्लैक करने का, बट मुझे बहुत पसंद है. So it depends upon individual this thing also. So as a interior designer, you have to take into consideration all these things. You have to design the space in a very effective way. कि बहुत जगह पे बहुत बहुत कुछ कुछ लोगों को बहुत स्पेशियस चाहिए रहता है, तो मिनिमलिस्टिक फर्नीचर किया जाता है. कुछ लोगों को बहुत ऐसा गज 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 बहुत बहुत सारी चीजें चाहिए रहती है, तो वो बहुत ये हो जाता है. तो दे एंड मेनी टाइम्स वो इफेक्टिव नहीं होता है. So the as an interior design, he has to do this. Then furniture, the kind of furniture that is to be designed, very important. So if you see nowadays, these IKEA or Pepperfry or Nilkamal Home Center, Godrej, all these people have come up with a lot of innovative furniture. So you can go there, you can see their catalogs, and as per your needs, they will manufacture and they will send it to you. IKEA has a DIY concept. आप वहां से मंगा लो, आप घर आपके घर आने के बाद आप खुद ही फिटिंग कर लो. So all these things are coming up. So plenty of opportunities in this area as well. Okay, so opportunities हो गया, सब हो गया. So now we will come to the education part. So these are the primary design institutes who are actually NID. If you see, NID is the oldest design institute in India, probably one of the top 5 design institute in Asia, one of the top 20 institutes in across the world. So LID has their campus in Ahmedabad at Paldi, and they have recently started few more campuses. One is in Vijayawada, one is in Bhopal, then one is in Zorat, Assam, and one is in Kurukshetra, Haryana. So here again, Ahmedabad campus has most of their courses. Otherwise, but other branches have uh, 3 courses only, like 3 bachelor courses. Like they have industrial design, communication design, and textile design. Whereas at Ahmedabad, they have the full set is there, like a lot of other courses are available. Then the design activity initially started at IIT Bombay. So first design courses were launched at IIT Bombay. Then the other IITs also started with various programs. And like IIT Delhi has design programs. IIT Guwahati has IIT Gandhinagar, Roorkee, Kanpur, Jodhpur. and Hyderabad. So in here also, if you see Mumbai, Guwahati, and Hyderabad have more number of courses at the undergraduate. Okay. Then those who want to do fashion, so NIFT, that is National Institute of Fashion Technology. These three are the government institutes, and they here you have Bachelor of Design program and Bachelor of Fashion Technology also. So these two programs are there. They have various specializations again available, and they have almost 17, 18 campuses across India. So their exam pattern or exam is done in a common way, and then they have a counseling round where the seat allotment and all these things happen. Same thing applies to NID, same thing applies to IIT. Here only at IIT Guwahati, if you have an option to go for IIT Guwahati, here you have to take science at 11th and 12th. They IIT Guwahati has that prerequisite. Otherwise, other IITs and even NID doesn't have any such prerequisite that you should be from science background. IIT Guwahati has this prerequisite that whoever is applying for IIT Guwahati, they should be from science background, 11th and 12th. Then again, Pune, MIT is there. MIT has 4 campuses. The first campus which was started, that is in Loni Kalpur on Solapur Road. Then second campus was started in Ujjain. Then third campus was started in Kothur, that in under WPU University. Then fourth campus was started in Alandi. We have a campus in Alandi, engineering campus. Again, Alandi engineering campus, the programs are under Pune University. So they are admission process is also different. They here you will have to give the Maharashtra government ka CET. And then recently, 2 campuses also started design. One is in Shillong and one is in Solapur. So these are the MIT campuses where various design programs are there. Okay, so these are other institutes. You can just I will just keep this theme more because so that you can go through it. Then so these are the if you see everybody targets to take admission in NID or IIT, right? Or in case of fashion NIFT. So uh, everybody wants the admission in these institutes, but the kind of intake they are having and the kind of number of applications, like even if we talk about like MIT is a private institute, but MIT altogether, all these campuses altogether, they are having an intake of around 1,000. Whereas MIT being a private institute also, they get almost 10,000 applications. So that kind of competition is there. So these are other institutes which are, I would say, there are many other institutes, but these are one of the top institutes, apart from which we discussed earlier, who are providing design programs which are very quality because these are the institutes which have good academic pedagogy. These are the institutes which are having good faculty strength and like the quality of faculty, the curriculum. These are these universities are doing good. They have a good industry connect. So these are the few instances. So when we talk about all these things, you have to consider all these other institutes also where if you are planning to get into design. So any of these institutes, if you get you, you can do good in design. Here you will find one name that is called FDDI Noida. So actually they have multiple campuses, but here I've included only Noida. FDDI is Footwear Design and Development Institute. It's a unique institute. It is again a government institute. So, yeah, but this is specifically focused for footwear design. Okay, so this is one more institute which, if anybody is specifically institute in that area, footwear, so they can choose that. Then, if you must be seeing Maharashtra Skill University, Pune. So this is one university which is recently started. This year only they have started, and it is a government of Maharashtra institute. So they have started design programs also. So this year only they have started. So again, this is a government institute. So rest are all are private institutes, but they are established institutes. They are doing well in their field, and if you get admission anywhere in these institutes, it will be. But naturally, if everyone has a target that they should get into NID or this thing. Yes. So here Karishma is asking UI UX specialization colleges. These specializations are offered by most of these, because nowadays UI UX is a buzzword. So every institute is having UI UX program at bachelor's level also. Okay. So I guess you have seen the names. So these are the various entrance tests which are conducted in India, and most of these institutes accept these courses. Like UCEED is conducted for admissions in IIT, all the IITs, and Triple IT DM Jawal. UCEED, undergraduate common entrance exam for design. Okay. Then NID also conduct their NID DAT, NID prelims they call, and NID mains they call. SEED is for masters. Then MIT is MIT has a MIT DAT. Symbiosis has SEED. FDDI has their own entrance. Then CET for Maharashtra. So, but most of the institutes, private institutes like MIT, except MIT Lodi Kanpur, I guess all the other institutes in India are accepting UCEED score and even NID score. So they accept those scores. So naturally, everybody has to focus on UCD and NID. In case of fashion, NIFT. So the institutes which are having fashion programs, so they accept NIFT score also. So again, these are the main entrances you will have to focus on to get admission in any of the design institutes. Okay, so just we need to understand. Okay, let's go this way only. I actually wanted to show you something different, but okay, fine. So this is basically the pattern of NID paper. So you need to understand the patterns. So for general knowledge, there are questions. These are all basically there are part A and part B. So part A is of 40 marks, which is basically MCQ, multiple choice question, or MSQ, or numerical ability test, or WAT, like word aptitude. So here you can see general ability, general knowledge, 8 marks are there, current affairs 4 marks, history of arts 8. So many times we normally think about uh, practicing sketching, model making, all this. Yeah, that is important. That is important. But these are also, see, cracking the entrance exam is a technique. Here you'll have to think in that way, where I can score marks, where I can lose marks. So when it comes to NID, there is no negative mark. Okay, so these 40 marks are there for you can say multiple choice questions, or multiple selection questions, or numerical ability questions, or word ability question. So this is how it is done. So again, here you will find science and maths is there. So, but again, this is basically whatever you have studied till 8 to 10. It was not both hard नहीं होता, right? Then when it comes to the part B, here you would have a lot of sketching and other things to do. So, for example, form sensitive and object right. So you may be asked to draw an object. उसके लिए 6 marks है. Sketching scenes in proportion and perspective. Like for example, अभी ऐसा एक क्वेश्चन आ सकता है कि they will give you a human standing figure and they will ask you draw a bicycle. So many times we have seen that people have drawn the bicycle very good, but प्रॉब्लम क्या है वहां पे, वो आइदर वो बाइसिकल बहुत बड़ी हो गई है या फिर बहुत छोटी हो गई. सो हियर व्हाट इज इंपॉर्टेंट इज द प्रोपोर्शन एंड द पर्सपेक्टिव. तो ये इस टाइप के क्वेश्चंस आते हैं, लाइक विजुअल कम्युनिकेशन में पोस्टर स्टैम्प ऐसे कुछ बनाने को बोला जाता है. इट इज बेसिकली वेर यू एक्चुअली स्केच एंड लाइक उसको कलरिंग वगैरह ये सब करते हो. विजुअल विजुअल थिंकिंग में पैटर्न्स है, डूडल्स है, वो see these are patterns. This is a pattern of the paper. इस पे क्वेश्चंस अलग अलग आ सकते हैं, अलग तरीके से आ सकते हैं. सिक्वेंशियल ड्राइंग में कैरेक्टर स्टोरी, जैसे आपको एक पैराग्राफ दिया जाएगा, स्टोरी दिया जाएगा, आपको बताया जाएगा कि आप इसका स्टोरी बोर्ड बना. तो फिर जैसे हम लोग कॉमिक्स में देखते हैं फ्रेम 1 फ्रेम 2 फ्रेम 3, ऐसा स्टोरी बोर्ड बना, ऐसे टाइप में आपको बोला जाएगा. देन प्रोडक्ट डिजाइन में आपको कुछ प्रोडक्ट का एक्सेस या फिर एक्सेसरी का डिजाइन यानी स्केचिंग वगैरह करने को बोला जाएगा. कनेक्टिंग द डॉट्स पे भी क्रिएटिविटी है. इस तरीके के क्वेश्चंस आते हैं. ये दिस इज वेयर यू दे एक्चुअली थिंक, दे एक्चुअली टेस्ट योर थिंकिंग एबिलिटी. तो इट मे बी सम इमेजेस गिवन और उस उसमें से कुछ आपको निकालना है, थोड़ा आपके दिमाग को ये करते हैं. then color theory and application है, creative writing है, they may give you picture, they may ask you to write a story on that. So 40% is for MCQ and 60% is for uh, you can say subjective kind of material. Objective and subjective हम लोग simple language में जैसा बोलते हैं वैसा. But when it comes to UCEED का pattern अलग है, अलग in the sense here you need to be very cautious on certain things. Why I am saying is because UCEED has again part A and part B. Part A is basically a computer based exam. So वो आपको कंप्यूटर के सामने ही, कंप्यूटर पे ही सब आंसर्स पंच करने होते हैं. तो उसमें क्या होता है, न्यूमेरिकल एबिलिटी है, मल्टीपल सिलेक्ट क्वेश्चंस है, मल्टीपल एमसीक्यूज. बट अगेन उसमें भी देयर आर डिफरेंट सेट. एंड हियर इफ यू सी मल्टीपल सिलेक्ट में आपको नेगेटिव मार्किंग भी है एंड मल्टीपल चॉइस में भी आपको नेगेटिव मार्क. एंड दिस इज व्हाट 200 मार्क्स is for 200 marks, right? And then पार्ट बी में आपको स्केचिंग एक क्वेश्चन आएगा 50 मार्क्स का, डिजाइन एप्टीट्यूड के रिलेटेड आएगा, वो भी एक ही क्वेश्चन आएगा 50 मार्क्स, ये दो क्वेश्चन. सो टोटल इज 300 मार्क्स. सो 200 मार्क्स पार्ट ए एंड 100 मार्क्स पार्ट बी. सो पार्ट बी इज मोर फोकस टुवर्ड्स ड्राइंग एंड स्केचिंग, वो स्किल बेस्ड होता है. And part is more about numerical ability, logical reasoning, analytical thinking. ये सब चीजें उसमें आएंगी. साइंस रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस आएंगे, ये सब चीजें आएंगी. अब इसमें इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट आपको मैं बताता हूँ. मेनी टाइम्स लोग क्या गलती करते हैं, दे फोकस मोर ऑन द स्केचिंग एंड ऑल दीज थिंग्स. तो उसका वो स्किल तो अच्छा हो जाता है, वो इम्पोर्टेंट है ही, नो डाउट. आई एम नॉट सेइंग इट इज नॉट इम्पोर्टेंट, वो इम्पोर्टेंट है ही. बट अगर यहाँ पे आपको, वहां पे उनका कट ऑफ होता है आउट ऑफ 200, से फॉर एग्जांपल दे कीप अ कट ऑफ 60 मार्क्स. द स्टूडेंट्स हु आर स्कोरिंग बिलो 60 मार्क्स, उनके पार्ट भी चेक ही नहीं होते. वो बाकायदा डिक्लेयर्ड होता है वेबसाइट पे. जिनको पार्ट ए में इस इससे कम मार्क्स मिलेंगे उनके पार्ट भी चेक नहीं होंगे. सो आप कितने भी अच्छे हो स्केचिंग में और इसमें, अगर पार्ट ए आपने प्रॉपरली नहीं किया, आपका पार्ट बी चेक ही नहीं होगा, तो नेचुरली यू आर आउट ऑफ द रेस. सो दोनों इंपॉर्टेंट है. इट्स नॉट ओनली अबाउट स्केचिंग मॉडल मेकिंग. स्किल इंपॉर्टेंट है ही, डिजाइन में स्केचिंग ड्राइंग ये सब इंपॉर्टेंट है ही, बट एट द सेम टाइम थॉट प्रोसेस लेवल पे. बिकॉज इफ यू सी दे, यहाँ पे जो क्वेश्चंस आते हैं ना, ये थॉट प्रोसेस को चैलेंज करते हैं. and they are more interested in that. नाउ व्हेन इट कम्स टू एमआईटी का पैटर्न, एमआईटी में भी ऐसा ही होता है, बट वहां पे नेगेटिव मार्किंग नहीं होता है, वहां पे भी 50 मार्क्स का कंप्यूटर बेस्ड एग्जाम होता है और 50 मार्क्स का स्केचिंग बेस्ड ये होता है। यहाँ पे ऐसा नहीं है कि फर्स्ट नहीं चेक होगा तो फर्स्ट फर्स्ट में इतना, ये वैसा कुछ नहीं है। इवन एनआईडी डजंट हैव दैट काइंड ऑफ थिंग, ओनली यूसीड हैज दैट काइंड। सो again more emphasis is on how you uh, how you think, how you interpret, how you visualize, how you actually represent it, वो important है। एंड डिजाइन में अगर आप देखोगे ना, इट इज नॉट अबाउट, ये एमसीक्यूज वगैरह छोड़ दो, बट कोर डिजाइन में अगर इट इज नॉट अबाउट राइट एंड रॉन्ग, समथिंग विच आई मे लाइक इट इज नॉट नेसेसरी दैट यू मे लाइक। बट मैं अगर पेपर सेट कर रहा हूँ तो आई मे लाइक, जैसे मैंने आपको एग्जाम्पल दिया, ये एग्जाम्पल वो ह्यूमन स्टैंडिंग फिगर का दिया और वहां पे मैंने आपको बाइसिकल ड्रॉ करने को बताया। आपने ड्राइंग तो अच्छा किया, बट मेरा मेरा परसेप्शन क्या है, व्हाट आई एम लुकिंग इज कि हाउ प्रोपोर्शनेटली यू आर ड्राइंग दैट साइकिल। आई एम नॉट इंटरेस्टेड कि आपने उसको कितना अच्छा सुंदर बनाया, आई एम नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन दैट। ये ह्यूमन फिगर और साइकिल का प्रोपोर्शन मैच हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा है, आई एम इंटरेस्टेड इन दैट। अगर वो मैच हो रहा है तो मेरे को आप, मैं आपको अच्छा मार्क्स दूँ। So this is how the entrance exam is done. So here you'll have to be cautious. यहाँ पे दोनों दोनों important part करना पड़ता है. Like if you go for NIFT paper, uh, NIFT has two programs. एक तो BDS है and Bachelor in Fashion Technology. ऐसे दो दो कोर्सेस है। सो बीडेस के लिए अगर अप्लाई कर रहे हो तो आपको एक जनरल एप्टीट्यूड टेस्ट होता है, उसका 30% वेटेज, एंड क्रिएटिव एप्टीट्यूड टेस्ट होता है, उसका 50% वेटेज होता है, और उसके बाद सिचुएशन टेस्ट होता है, उसका 20% वेटेज होता है, एंड देन out of 100 it is calculated. At the same time, if you're planning to apply for बैचलर ऑफ फैशन टेक्नोलॉजी, यहाँ पे जनरल एबिलिटी जो होगा, पार्ट ए 30%, जनरल एबिलिटी टेस्ट पार्ट बी 70%। सो ये इसमें न्यूमेरिकल एबिलिटी, लॉजिकल रीजनिंग, एनालिटिकल थिंकिंग, देन पार्ट बी में अगर आप जाओगे तो यहाँ पे आपको बहुत सारा राइटिंग स्किल्स देखते हैं, आपका वर्बल स्किल्स देखते हैं आपका। तो ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर टेकन। और अगर आप दोनों ऑप्शंस देना है आपको, दोनों ऑप्शंस ओपन रखना है, तो आपको अगेन जनरल एबिलिटी टेस्ट, क्रिएटिव एबिलिटी टेस्ट, सिचुएशन टेस्ट, ये सब आपको फॉलो करना है। सो दिस इज अबाउट द पैटर्न। अभी पैटर्न जो है ये डीप में और हम लोग डिस्कस कर सकते हैं, बट उसके लिए वी वुड नीड अ सेपरेट सेशन, so we will create that session separately also. Okay, so again now come to the intake. अगर आप intake की बात करोगे, so you can see total number of seats कितने हैं all together in NID, अहमदाबाद, आंध्र प्रदेश, हरियाणा, मध्य प्रदेश, आसाम, सब मिला के 525, right? So you should, like those who are in 10th standard, right? Those who have just cleared 10th standard, you should think about starting the preparation right now. Okay, जो 11th standard यानी पास करके अभी 12th में दे दो, those who are planning to appear for the entrance exam this year, वो immediately practice, and they should start their preparation immediately. Why I'm showing you this uh, statistic is because you need to understand the kind of competition, because everybody wants admission in NID, everybody wants admission in IIT. तो वहां पे सिनेरियो क्या है ये आपको समझना चाहिए, राइट? ये हो गया एनआईडी का, दिस इज अबाउट आईआईटीज ऑल टुगेदर। अब ये आप अगर ये निकाल लो ना, ट्रिपल आईटी डीएम जबलपुर, जहां पे सबसे ज्यादा सीट्स है 66, ओके, वो अगर आप निकाल दो तो यू कैन जस्ट इमेजिन कितने सीट्स है आईआईटी से। आईआईटी बॉम्बे में टोटल 37 है, आईआईटी दिल्ली में 20 है, आईआईटी गुवाहाटी में 56 है, आईआईटी हैदराबाद में 26 है, आईआईटी रुड़की पे 20, एंड ये ट्रिपल आईटी डीएम है विच इज इन जबलपुर मध्य प्रदेश, वहां पे 66 सीट्स है। सो जस्ट इमेजिन द इनटेक एंड द कॉम्पिटिशन. So that is the reason why people who wants to get into design, they start preparing right immediately after they finish their 10th standard. जैसे इंजीनियरिंग में भी लोग करते हैं, इंजीनियरिंग में जेई के लिए प्रिपरेशन 10th के बाद इमीडिएटली शुरू कर देते हैं, वैसे ही डिजाइन एंट्रेंस के लिए भी शुरू करना जरूरी है. अब यहाँ पे आई हैव नॉट गिविंग यू दो निफ्ट स्टैटिस्टिक, बिकॉज निफ्ट के 17 सेंटर्स है तो वो बहुत बड़ा शीट है. बट आई विल टेल यू निफ्ट में टोटल ऑल ओवर इंडिया 5129 सीट्स ऑल ओवर इंडिया, उनके 17 कैंपसेस सब मिला के. एंड दिस इंक्लूड्स एवरीथिंग, ओपन कैटेगरी, ओबीसी, एससी, एसटी, ये सब मिला के मैं बताता हूँ. एंड दिस आल्सो इज everything included. So for NIFT 5129 seats are there. For that, roughly 1 lakh people plus 1 lakh plus people apply for NIFT. For IIT, for bachelors, roughly around 27,000 to 30. Last year, like this year, there were around 28,000 people have applied. Same for NID, around 32,000 people applied. MIT or MIT also has around 10,000 people who applied. So that is the kind of competition there is there. So you'll have to start early. You have to start immediately to if you want to get into one of these prestigious institutions. So probably people who will be interacting with us later also, we will actually tell them ki, yes, our target is NID, IIT, and in case who is interested in fashion, NIFT. But apart from that, there are 10 to 15 institutes which are as equal as them. They are doing very well. So we should target them. So any of these 20 institutes, if we get admission, our life is set. Right? Okay. So now coming to the design habitat. So the design habitat basically is a brainchild of people who are from who have been into design and allied areas for almost last 20-25 years. A few of our core members are also from reputed institutes. So Design Habitat has one Pune center and one Nashik center. Here we are offering like we have programs for preparatory courses. So I will just briefly, like the core team, basically we all are from, like the core team is from IIT, NID, and MIT. And as I told you, this is a brainchild of designers and academicians, which we all come from these prestigious design institutes in India like IIT, NID, and we all are from that area. And our most of our mentors are from NID and IIT, and some are from MIT. So this is our core team. I am you since I am interacting with you. I am the co-founder and mentor. Then I have Pranali with me, who is again co-founder and mentor. And these are other people who are on our advisory board. Professor Dandeshwar, he is actually from IIT Guwahati. He has done his PhD from IIT Guwahati, Masters, and then PhD from IIT Guwahati. Devyandhar, he is again professor at IIT Guwahati, and again he has done his Masters and PhD from IIT Guwahati. Pratiksha is doing her PhD from MIT right now, and she's a professor at MPP College at Nashik. So these are the core team members. So and we have a lot of people associated with us who are from NID, who are from IIT, who are from MIT, and other reputed design institutes in India as well as abroad. Okay, so what we are offering for preparation. So we have 2 years program, which is basically you can start immediately after 10th standard. Like those who have just completed their 10th and they are entered their 11th standard, they can join. Our batches already have started from 14th of July. Okay, so last Sunday our batches have already started. So whoever is planning and they are interested, they should immediately join so that you don't miss out the course. Naturally, we will not miss out. We will have to take additional classes so that that part is covered. So the students who are in 11th standard, like or who have completed 12th standard and they want to apply for an ID or UCEED or NIFT, for them, it is a 1 year program. And for masters, again, 1 year program is there. This is for people who are in the final year of graduation or those who have completed graduation. Now we have two modes. One is classroom, one is an offline. So classroom mode preparation is available at our center, which in Pune, which is just opposite to Seasons Mall, and one in Nasik. It is on the Sharanpur. So classroom, like our batches which are started, basically are both have started. The classroom batches also started and the online batches also started. So whoever is interested, they can immediately join our classes. Okay, so these are the this is how we are going to help you in cracking these exams. So it's not only about NID, UCEED or NIFT. We will be mentoring you for MIT. We will be mentoring you for UID. We will be mentoring you for other designers, Srishti and other design institute also. So it is basically till you get admission in one of the top 15-20 college, we will be mentoring. That is what we curriculum is. It's not only कि NID और UCEED का entrance exam खत्म हो गया तो खत्म हो गया ऐसा नहीं. It continues till that those exams. Okay. So how is the approach? So it includes lectures, demonstrations, which normally happens on Saturday and Sunday. Okay. So our batches happens on weekends only. So it again it will be decided based on which is the, like for example, for offline also and for online also there are certain batch slots given, so that day these lectures and demonstrations happen. Then there will be a lot of assignments given to them. Then they are the students are supposed to work on these assignments. Now these assignments will the student has an opportunity to come to the center any of, like there will be a specific day given to them. They can come there, they can sit there, they can do their practice there. They can interact with the mentor who is there, take inputs from him कि यहाँ पे क्या करना चाहिए, ये कैसा होना चाहिए, ये बराबर है, ये गलत है, इस पे क्या सुधारना करना है, all those things, right? Same applies to online. But in online, what we have done is, like people who are from other parts, like some are people, some if anybody is from Satara, somebody is from Nagar, somebody is from Kolhapur, or even Jalgaon, Dulyan. So what these people can do is, once in a month they are supposed to come to the center. It is expected, not compulsory, but we expect that they should come to the center, spend whole day at the center, interact with the peer learners, interact with the mentors, and take inputs, right? So that वो refinement जो है ना, वो refinement काम में आपको मिले. Then again, peer learning होता ही है, like there will be group activities. फिर ये स्टूडेंट इसका इवेल्युएट करेगा, वो स्टूडेंट इसका इनपुट्स मिलेंगे, तो वो जो एक peer learning है वो बहुत अच्छा होगा. Then again, mentorship. So here we have kept an approach where our batch size is not more than 20. We will not admit people more than 20. So the reason is we want to give individual attention to each and every student. So mentorship, here we are going to mentor you. In the process, we will be able to know कि आप आपके स्किल्स कैसे है, आपके कौन से स्किल स्ट्रांग है, आपका थॉट प्रोसेस किस डायरेक्शन में है. सो वी विल बी मेंटरिंग यू कि दिस इज हाउ यू शुड प्लान योर करियर. सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल वी विल इवन सजेस्ट यू कि ये चीजें आप में है तो आपको ये फील्ड में जाना चाहिए, आपको ये फील्ड में जाना चाहिए. सो ऑल दिस थिंग्स, सो दैट इज द रीजन व्हाई हमने बैच साइज बहुत छोटी रखी है. दैट इज ओनली 20 स्टूडेंट्स इन वन बैच, सो दैट दैट मेंटर विल बी एबल टू mentor they check each and every person's work और उस पे inputs वो दे सकते हैं. Okay, then a lot of experts from the industry as well as academics will be coming and they will be interacting with you in online mode also and in offline mode also. Uh, Important part is portfolio. Portfolio is important. So portfolio is going to be a natural outcome of our course. तो आपका पोर्टफोलियो किस तरीके से बनना चाहिए उसका पूरा मेंटरशिप हमारा मेंटर करेगा. राइट. देन नेचुरली हमको एंट्रेंस देना है तो प्रैक्टिस करनी पड़ेगी. सो वी विल हैव लॉट ऑफ मॉक टेस्ट. सो ये ओवरऑल एंड इट इज अबाउट गोइंग डीप डाइव. It's not only about focusing only on exams. Exams is important, so important है. But we will be creating a strong foundation so that you will be successful in your design career. कहीं पे भी जाओ, whichever institute go, or even in future wherever you go as a designer, this is going to help you. We will create a strong base for you. आपके fundamentals इतने strong हम लोग करेंगे that will have an impact on everything. So that will आपके फंडामेंटल स्ट्रांग होंगे ना तो आप जब इंटरव्यूज फर्स्ट राउंड क्लियर करके सेकंड राउंड में जब इंटरव्यू में जाओगे तो आपको आड़े तड़े टेढ़े सब सवाल पूछे जाते हैं. तब अगर आपके फंडामेंटल स्ट्रांग नहीं होंगे तो आप आंसर नहीं दे पाओ. तो वहां पे आप फंडामेंटल स्ट्रांग होने की वजह से यू विल बी कॉन्फिडेंट टू गिव दोज आंसर्स. राइट. सो दिस इज द ओवरऑल अप्रोच. So this is how like the focus is on developing foundation skills, first problem solving, जैसे which is a very important and essential part of design. uh, Build design vocabulary and awareness की awareness भी important है. व्हाट इज अभी क्या चल रहा है डिजाइन में, क्या हो रहा है, क्या नया टेक्नोलॉजी आया है, किस एरिया में काम हो रहा है, सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट में क्या हो रहा है, सस्टेनेबल डिजाइन में क्या हो रहा है. All these things you should be relevant with whatever is happening because when you actually appear for the interview ना आप वहाँ पे आपको ये कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्ड करेगा. आप कॉन्फिडेंटली आंसर्स दे पाओगे. Interview preparation, again this is soft skill training, this required portfolio development and exam specific strategy जो है जो मैंने जैसे बताया कि क्या करना चाहिए. जैसे मैंने कुछ स्ट्रैटेजी तो आपको बताई कि वो पार्ट ए पे भी कॉन्सेंट्रेट करना जरूरी है जहाँ पे हम लोग स्कोर कर सकते हैं. All those things. So these things are going to be there. Okay, so why learning beyond matters? ये most of them have because I see I this all these things are coming out of our experiences. We have been in the other side. We were actually recruiting students. Like हम लोग interviews लेते थे, हम लोग students के interview लेते थे और उनको select करते थे. तो we have in last 15-20 years हम लोगों ने ये सब देखा है कि ये क्या है, कैसा है, क्या होना चाहिए. तो based on that हमने ये we have come to this conclusion and we have come to this pedagogy at our institute where we will just not focus on the exam pattern. We will also go take the students deeper in understanding design. So problem solving process प्रोग्रेस होना चाहिए. डिजाइन अवेयरनेस क्या है, एडेप्टेबिलिटी, यू हैव टू बी फ्लेक्सिबल, एडेप्टेबल, इफेक्टिव कम्युनिकेशन होना चाहिए, विजुअल लिटरेसी होना चाहिए कि कहाँ पे क्या अच्छा दिखेगा, कहाँ पे क्या गलत दिखेगा. वो दैट यू नीड टू थिंक मटेरियल्स, यानी यू नीड टू एबल टू हैंडल वेरियस काइंड ऑफ मटेरियल्स. उसको मैनिपुलेट करने आना चाहिए, कहाँ पे कौन सा मटेरियल यूज कर सकते हैं इसका नॉलेज होना चाहिए. डिजाइन इन कॉन्टेक्स्ट वो होना चाहिए. फाउंडेशन स्ट्रॉन्ग एज आई टोल्ड यू होना ही चाहिए. एंड प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग माइंडसेट, जैसे मैंने uh, if you go, like after you finish this session, just take a break and just go in the kitchen, you will find a number of problems. N number of problems you will find. So can you come up with some solutions? Start thinking in that way. Start thinking in that, like वो ओरिएंटेशन उस तरीके से करना शुरू करो. आप किसी भी प्रोडक्ट को देख रहे हो, किसी को ये देख रहे हो, you should ask a question, why is very important in design. Why? Why it is like this? Why it is like this? Why it is not like this? Why is very important. So ये जब तक आप माइंडसेट तैयार नहीं करोगे, तो अब तक आपका वो एक्सप्लोरेशन अधूरा रहेगा. तो यू हैव टू बी इन दैट माइंडसेट. So you will find n number of problems in your surroundings. Why it is like this? So try to think about solutions on that. So this is how you start preparing, and this is how your thought process starts exploring the things. Right? Am I going good or it is too slow? So again, sketching abilities. Sketching is a essential part of design. So you'll have to work on those. So ये इसका it starts from very basics, right? From drawing vertical lines, horizontal lines without the help of scale. ये इतने बेसिक से हम लोग आपको सिखाएंगे, right? Then visualization, three dimensional objects, ये सब चीजें हैं. Visual memory है, आप कोई कुछ चीजें देख रहे हो and then you visualize it and you start sketching it out. तो ये सब चीजें आप you will be doing here. Then thinking and problem solving, like empathize, define, जो मैंने process. तो ये कैसे होगा? तो you we will take down, we will give you some exercises where you actually do this process. किस तरीके से करते हैं, कैसे करना है, कैसे करना है. तो ये, because this is an important part. ये process बहुत important, and this is how you start thinking, and this is how you start developing yourself as a designer. सो ये मेथड्स क्या होते हैं, क्रिएटिव आइडिएशंस कैसे होते हैं, कॉन्सेप्ट डेवलपमेंट कैसे, ये इसके मेथड्स है. रैपिड तो ये रैपिड प्रोटोटाइपिंग हो गया, ये सब माइंड मैपिंग मैपिंग से लेके. सो यू हैव टू, ये सब चीजें बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट. सो ऑल दिस थिंग्स यू नीड टू गो थ्रू. सो ये दिस इज एन एसेंशियल कोर पार्ट ऑफ आवर टीचिंग लर्निंग एट डिजाइन. Communication and presentation, yes, absolutely, because in design you will have to be good at your communication and presentation. So it may be any kind of communication. It can be visual communication, it can be verbal communication. And as a designer, you should be a good storyteller. You should tell the things in a very very fascinating way. उनको इंटरेस्ट आना चाहिए. एक ऐसा बोल रहा है, बोर हो रहा है, ऐसा नहीं. यू हैव टू क्रिएट अ बेस. देन उसको एक, जैसे हम लोग मूवी देखते हैं ना, वो स्टार्ट होता है, देन बीच पे ही होता है, फिर एक ट्विस्ट आता है, देन क्लाइमैक्स आता है. सो यू हैव टू क्रिएट some kind of storytelling here also, right? So you'll have to be in that way. Then you should be competent enough to explain the design process, material हम ये क्यों वो क्यों, ये सब चीजें. ये सब चीजें आपको एज अ डिजाइनर आगे चल के भी काम आने वाली है, बट इट इज गोइंग टू हेल्प यू इन दिस एडमिशन प्रोसेस ऑल्सो. ओके, सो यस, सो दिस इज बैलेंस ऑफ थियरी एंड प्रैक्टिस कोर्सेस. वो उस तरीके से हमने डिजाइन किए. एग्जाम फॉर्मेट जो है, सी, इट इज फॉर श्योर हमको एंट्रेंस देना है, तो नेचुरली एग्जाम के पैटर्न और ये इम्पोर्टेंट है. बट एट द सेम टाइम हमको डीप डाइव भी जाना. सो जस्ट ऊपर ऊपर का नॉलेज नहीं लेना. देन डिजाइन ओवरऑल एक्सप्लोरेशन जो हम लोग करेंगे पूरा डिजाइन में, थोड़ा डीप डाइव करेंगे. सो दिस इज हाउ वी आर गोइंग टू mentor you in our institute. General awareness, language, logic, all these things. These are all important for not only for your entrance exam, but these are all important for your further design studies also. So I see our approach like collaborative learning है. इंटरेक्टिव सेशंस काफी होंगे, यू विल बी इंटरेक्टिंग विद लॉट ऑफ पीपल इनसाइड, पीयर लर्निंग काफी अच्छे से होगा। बहुत सारी चीजें आप इंटरेक्शंस जब होंगे आपके मेंटर्स के साथ या फिर इंडस्ट्री एक्सपर्ट के साथ, वो भी आपको बहुत फायदा होगा। प्रोफेशनल डिजाइन है नाउ व्हेन वी से बियॉन्ड द क्लासरूम, यहाँ पे वी विल एक्चुअली आउटबाउंड एक्टिविटीज बहुत सारी होंगी, लाइक वी विल टेक यू टू वेरियस स्टूडियोज, जहाँ पे एक्चुअली डिजाइन में कैसे काम होता है, क्या चलता है, व्हाट आर रियल लाइफ प्रोजेक्ट्स हैपनिंग। We will be taking you around with to many design schools also, where you can explore कि design school में कैसा होता है। See, you'll have to explore all these things, then only you will be mentally and physically prepared to get into design, right? So these are all academic mentors you would find. Uh, like many of these are from IIT, IIT Bombay, IIT Guwahati, then you are from JJ School of Fine Arts. So uh, these are all academic mentors who will be actually teaching, right? Now, can anybody? Yes, it is written there, but can anybody have anybody seen this video earlier? This is the climax of my storytelling. Can anybody tell what it is about? Yeah, Karishma says that she has seen this video. Roti maker machine. Okay. Anybody else? Okay. So what we will do is I will just play this video, right? Then I will explain what exactly it is. See, basically, this would give you an idea what a designer is doing or needs to do. So basically, here you will find he has identified a problem and he has come up with a solution. Okay, so we will just play this video and then we will discuss on this. Okay. So the lady which you are seeing on the screen, she is the actually she's actually the designer of this product. So I will just explain you. This is the climax or the end of the session where uh, after this we will take up some questions. So basically, the problem statement is this product basically was not available in India at all. Now recently they have launched. So this product was for companies abroad, like people staying abroad. So Indian people need rotis in their daily meals, right? So in US or any other parts of the country, वहाँ पे husband wife both are working somewhere and रोटी बनाने के लिए वहाँ पे maid मिलती नहीं है. So this is the problem that was identified, right? And they have come with this solution. So as I explained you earlier, the job of a designer is to identify the problem and come up with one, two, or multiple solutions. So here the problem was roti making. People are not able to get rotis, so they had to eat breads and all. या फिर खुद को बना solution which was given by the person, the designer. So this is how a designer actually works design. So this is one example I have given to you. There are many other examples we can see. There are many other examples. It can be about digital products. It will, as I told you about Zomato and Swiggy or Blinkit or Duzzo. These are all these are all problems identified. Ola, Uber. These are all problems identified, and they have come with a solution on that problems, right? So here the presentation part over is over. So if anybody has any specific questions apart like whatever we have discussed, we can take those questions, and then it's almost 1:10. So we can if anybody has any questions, we can address those queries, and then probably we can close the yeah UI UX slide. Okay, just hold on. So yeah, there is the slide. Yes. Is any specific question you have? Okay. So Om Sai says that he's from Karnataka and he wants to connect with us. So Om Sai, as we told you, we have this online session available. So you can join to our online session, like online classes, and our counselor will get in touch with you, and based on that, and in your case, even if you are not able to come once in a month, we can schedule a separate session with you, personalized session with you, like we will be having with others. But your session can happen in online. Hmm. Sir, I want to design my game. So you'll have to first learn design. Then you can design the game. That is it's a long process. You'll have to learn design first. Then probably you can in a position to design something. Yeah. Any other question? Okay. Which specialization you will get as best for future? It's not like that. Basically, you need to understand you are suitable for which program. Okay. What see it is actually for all the careers, but in design, it is very important. You first need to understand what is your passion. Second, do you have those skills uh, for your passion, like which will support your passion, right? And after that, if you are very keen on getting into that area, you'll have to learn those skills. So every field has its own demand, you can say. Okay, so it depends upon your area of interest. So I normally tell people, don't go with a pre-decided mind to any design school. You should go. You can have certain things in your mind, but you should go in an exploration. Then probably it happens many times that people come decided I want to do animation and land up in film and video. Some people come decided I want to do automotive, they land up in graphic design. So it depends. So first you need to explore the things and then probably you should take decision. Huh. Sabira Mulani says that can you give some suggestion how to study or practice? So there is the you will have to join design advocate. Then probably we can give you the schedule how you can practice, how can. Okay, Harsh Gupta says the design is essential for artificial intelligence. See, artificial intelligence would have impact everywhere, but it would not have impact on the design process. It would not have impact on the thought process, the ideation. So artificial intelligence would have impact on every field, but डिजाइन में उसका उतना इम्पैक्ट नहीं आएगा. Sketching and drawing skills are compulsory. She's asking, Karishma is asking. Yes, it is needed. That is where we come into picture. We will be preparing you in those skills. See, I will tell you, if you are very good at sketching and drawing, that doesn't mean that you will be a good designer. Or you are not that good at sketching and drawing, that doesn't mean that you will become a good designer. It's basically more on, like as I explained you, it is more on the thought process. It is on maybe so sketching, drawing. Yes, it is essential component of design. Yes, because whenever you start ideation, you start sketching. ना आप पहले जब भी कुछ आइडिया क्रिएट करोगे तो आप स्केच करोगे पहले उसको एंड देन प्रोबेबली यू विल टेक इट अहेड. तो उसको वो जरूरी है, बट नॉट दैट नेसेसरी कि ये अगर मेरा स्केचिंग और ये एकदम ही बकवास, एकदम बकवास तो नहीं होगा बट एवरेज है तो आई कैनॉट फ्लरिश. इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. वो स्किल्स डेवलप करने पड़ते हैं. I will give you my daughter's example. She is in the fourth year right now. She is doing user experience design. As far as sketching and drawing is concerned, she is you can say above average, not average, above average. बहुत अच्छी भी नहीं है sketching, but she is doing well. It's not like that. Yes. So I guess questions are finished. So what we will do is whoever is interested in joining these programs, you'll have to take a decision very fast because 3 सेशंस ऑलरेडी 14 को हमारा बैच शुरू हो गया है. तो 14 yesterday's and today's 3 सेशंस ऑलरेडी हो चुके हैं. So you will have to hurry up and confirm your admission so that we you would not miss on lot of things. वो जो भी मिस हुआ है वो हम लोग कवर करेंगे नो डाउट, बट एक्स्ट्रा सेशंस लेके. बट you will have to take the decision fast and you should start preparing immediately right now. So whoever is interested, our numbers are already with you. You can visit our website. Our admission counseling team will be in constant touch with you. They will connect with you. They if needed, they can give you additional information if needed. And if needed, if anybody wants to connect with me on one-to-one basis, we can arrange one more session, individual session also, where we can interact and we can plan your mentoring sessions and how we can take it ahead to achieving the design goal, right? So once again, I thank you all for being patient. You have been listening for almost 2 hours. So I thank you to be patient, and you come to Design Habitat and explore a lot of things, because we have come up with all our 20 25 years experience which we have gained in the design field. We have come with all these experience, and we are creating a immersive experience for all the design learners. So it's not only about coaching or this thing. We here you will find it in a different way. So here you will be in a different league altogether, I would say. So once again, I thank you all, and if needed, we can have few more sessions. You can join with these sessions again, and I would request my admission counselors teams to connect with all the students. If they have any further more queries, you resolve them. If needed, if you want any special session, one-to-one session with us, we can arrange that also. And you probably, but I would suggest you take the decision fast, because this is we are already in July, and the entrance exams are going for this year. Who are planning the entrance exam, the NID entrance exam is going to happen in December. UCEED is going to happen. UCEED and NIFT is going to happen in January. So August, September, October, November, we have left with only 4 months. And for same applies to the 2 years batch. Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot. And thank you very much for being patient and listening to me.